Vegas lights shine bright, bad boys sitting pretty. Michael, Steve, Rob running things in Sin City. Podcast blazing truth, rhyming hard and witty. Three kings on the mic, Vegas life gets gritty. Matt Michaels dropping bombs, quick wit, no filter. Sin City's own, blending gold with the silver. Steve taking notes, every word's a thriller. Rob's on the tracks, beats cold like a chiller. Bad boys a podcast, raw truth they broadcast. Speaking facts so fast, haters coming dead last. Las Vegas legends, three amigos top class. Mic in hand, setting fire, never outclassed.
Welcome, everybody, to the Vegas Bad Boys podcast and wrestling talk. I am Sin City Steve, being joined, as always, by Rob Bossolari, Rob Trump, at Vegas Trump Guy. Rob, how the hell are you, man?
I'm not too good.
Why? What's
Wrestling sucked this week.
Hey, man, that's how it goes sometimes. You know, sometimes you get those weeks where it's just like, oh, that happened? That happened? Oh, shit.
Oh, no. Who's going to team up with Mark Briscoe? Whoever will he get? I can't figure it out.
Well, without any further ado, let's just dive right into this shit and let's recap the week that was in pro wrestling. And let's start off with AEW Dynamite. And Rob, you had mentioned that the 12-man teams were being selected and all that kind of fun stuff. Dude, even the AEW graphics team took the week off this week from Dynamite. They normally have these kind of like really cool card format things like what we have for Collision, but they didn't have any of that stuff for Dynamite. Any idea why? Well, because let's see here. Going into the show, they had all of 3 segments announced. Yeah. So they didn't have anything announced hardly at all leading into the Go Home Dynamite before Forbidden Door, one of their pay-per-view events.
Which leads me to believe that either one, the Forbidden Door people could not participate in any way, so it wouldn't make sense to do a show where all of your in-house talent is going to have meaningless matches.
Yeah.
This is AEW's biggest folly.
Yes.
They constantly do house shows in the sense that they're going to go and grab local talent, enhancement talent, they call them. And it didn't look like they had that. So they had to advance stories with what they had. It was like making a recipe and being told, you don't have salt, but you've got MSG and one salt packet. Yeah. So, you know, you got like a salt packet and that's it. Well, but I can't stretch it out for 2 hours. No. I'll give you a pepper packet and, you know, you see what you can do with that.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it was definitely a show. That's kind of the best way to describe it, man. You know,
well, the thing is, again, I'm not a Shivani fan and Excalibur 2, sometimes they're asking them to do the impossible. Oh my God, what are we going to do tonight? Yeah, exactly. What are you going to do tonight?
I don't even think they knew. You got the in-ring action off quick with Kenny Omega defeating Tony Nese in a straight-up squash match. And
they tried to put up Tony Nese in the beginning of the match, saying he was a great athlete and he was a great challenge. He got destroyed.
Well, here's the thing is he's part of a stable called the Premier Athletes, and I think they were trying to make wordplay based on that. But yeah, I mean, this just did not work.
Mark Sterling, a smart Mark. He's still a Mark. And I mean, here's the thing. If I see Tony Nese on the screen, you've wasted my time.
Yeah. If I see Tony Nese on the screen, I know the other guy's winning.
Right. Now, does he look good?
Yeah,
yes,
of course.
But he looks like he looks like the practice doll in WWE 2K. He looks like round 1, you know? I mean, he's got a physique, great. Yeah. He never we already know about him. He never developed. Yeah. He just never caught on.
This guy's got abs that have abs. You know what I mean? Like he's crazy. He's got a crazy build, genuinely, but that doesn't translate to success in the pro wrestling industry.
How many promos has he been in? Promotions? He's been in WWE, TNA,
yeah,
Ring of Honor. I'm fairly certain he's had to have been in Ring of Honor, and he never caught on in any of them.
No. But the other thing that I think AEW drops the ball on is things like this. One of the 4 matches that went down on this 2-hour show, they didn't announce any time in advance. They literally announced it the same day on social media, and it fucking chaps my ass every time Tony does this shit because it doesn't help your product whatsoever. We got the reformation of Brodito, former AEW World Tag Team Champions, Bandito and Brody King, joining forces again after they said they were done to team up and defeat the Death Riders. Now, it was a good match, very, very competitive. It was Bandito picked up the win via the 21-plex. Anytime that move gets done and there are no like botches or issues with it, it is a gorgeous finishing move. But notice how I had to put the caveat there before it. That's another thing. But yes, you have Bandito getting the win over Daniel Garcia with that 21-plex. And what happens as a result of that? Bandito gets a Continental Championship match next week on Dynamite against Moxley. I mean, if this
wait a minute. Stop.
Yeah, if there would have been any kind of stakes, it would have been nice to like know that in advance.
Here's my thing. Moxley is eating too many pins. The Death Riders have eaten too many pins, and they look very squishy. And you have this great story. He's got a belt, which should never have existed. They were supposed to have combined them, but whatever. He's got a belt. That belt's on him. That is that team's belt. That belt is for like 5 fucking people. Number 1. Number 2, they're over with the crowd. Great.
Oh, yeah.
3, you've got Will Ospreay, but he's not a member of the team, but he fights with them, but he doesn't fight with them.
He's Death Riders adjacent.
Yeah. And they've already kind of established that he's the heir apparent for Wembley.
Well, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yes. But even Moxley's kind of seeded the idea that he's going to go off and fight for that belt.
Yep.
And my problem is he does not look that great right now. He looks like a rusty gate. Omega looks like a rusty gate. The one who looks good to me, MJF actually looks good right now. But MJF has nobody to feud with because everyone's a fucking heel or washed up. So you've got baby faces that are beat to shit and Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. They look haggard. And then you've got a bunch of heels. Like if you were to tell me that, this is a little future picking, but if you were to tell me that Don Callis' family said, fuck you, MJF, because you're another adjacent person and we want the belt, why would I help you? Why would I support you? They've got Andrade El Idolo. They're putting him on the back burner in live TV. He's getting pissed, so he's going to bounce out of there soon. And he'll probably end up with LFI, El Faction of Gobernales, or just be a faceless guy. If he does a Faction of Gobernales, guess who gets kicked out of that group? You're not going to have the Spanish god, Sammy Guevara.
Sammy G, yeah.
Yeah, what are you going to do? So now, unless you're going to make those guys forefront, but more importantly, MJF could end up on a lonely island if they do this booking right. If they do the booking right, he ends up on a lonely island where everyone's gunning for him and no one's got his back.
Andy Samberg?
It took me a second.
Thanks.
Hey, by the time they're done with it, he'll be left with a dick in a box.
That'll be all that he has left.
And maybe a few hair plugs. But no, but that's it. It's I'm hoping they go in the right direction, because why is Don Callis relying on MJF if he's not in the family? The booking is getting wonky over there.
Yep.
Takeshita,
It's a matter of time.
Takeshita, what is he doing? Why is he? He's part of the conglomeration.
I mean, he's the international champion, and we'll see what happens. Going out of Forbidden Door, I should say.
He's got no mic skills.
Quite honestly, this would benefit him joining the conglomeration. You might think I'm crazy for saying it, but if nothing else, he could have Mark Briscoe talk for him.
He comes into the ring out of his ring gear, dressed up like Sabu, with MC Hammer pants and sneakers on. I know that's not a Japanese thing. He looks ridiculous. Now, Kazuchika Okada used to come out in poorly tailored suits. They fixed that, goddammit. Thank God. He doesn't look like he just went to fucking H&M and got a suit one size too big that he used to wear.
Yeah.
Bitch. And Takeshita, fucking just have somebody gnaw that little mole off your nose. It's too distracting.
Jeez. I think that we should talk about this 12-man tag match that's going to be going down at the pay-per-view. But before we do that,
the big orgy of men.
Yeah. Before we do that, I have to say, though, like the thing that really kind of pissed me off with this whole thing is, okay, we're having a 12-man tag on the go-home show before the pay-per-view with the exact same people that are going to be in the 12-man cage match at the pay-per-view. What the fuck? Like
we haven't had that in a long time.
It doesn't make any sense whatsoever to me. So obviously the start of the show, we found out instantly who MJF's partners were going to be. Kevin Knight, who MJF put over like $1 million, Jake Doyle, Kazuchika Okada, Kyle Fletcher, and did you notice what was kind of interesting there is when there was the whole Kevin Knight thing and he was putting Kevin Knight over, he looks over at Kyle Fletcher and kind of gives him a, hey, fuck you, buddy. You're still on my team, but fuck you kind of a look. So that was interesting. And then the last member of the team, Andrade El Idolo. What is funny about this segment, though, is if you go back and watch the segment, just watch Trent Beretta, because he's in the very back of the shot.
He's trying to get in there.
As they're naming the team members, he's like slowly going down the stairs, like as if he's gonna, take a spot. And then when they say Andrade, he's instantly pissed. At the end of the segment, everybody else leaves except for Trent, who's at the top of the stairs, looking with his head down, like he has no friends in the world, and he's just sadder than shit. So yeah, excellent stuff. Excellent stuff.
He needs to go babyface. He needs to.
He's too busy being the bump guy for the Don Callis family. He and Rocky. I mean, that if they're out there, they're going to get their asses kicked. Them and Lance Archer.
RPG. I don't care about this tag team.
Right.
They did not. Here's the thing that they don't get at AEW. Nobody is that deep in the weeds that they care about what goes on in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Because what you're telling me is your programming is, or I should say more appropriately, New Japan Pro Wrestling is basically the TNA to their NXT. We are just harvesting from New Japan Pro Wrestling, but we're doing it in real time, harvesting their guys. They bring over Zack Sabre Jr. once a year. It doesn't have any cachet to me. Yeah. What if I didn't watch New Japan Pro Wrestling in the teens and didn't see the meteoric rise of the Bullet Club, and I didn't see Kenny Omega in his prime? I didn't get to see all these things. And you're telling me Zack Sabre, like, who is he? I don't see him day in and day out. So why do I care? Why is the premier guy to challenge Kenny Omega somebody that we never see? Yeah, it holds less value that way.
I think the biggest issue, and this has been the case from the beginning, we've always talked about the issues of booking the Forbidden Door shows, because let's be real, New Japan, they tend to keep their booking plans close to the vest. So they don't want to promote anybody for any show besides the absolute next show on their calendar. So obviously their latest pay-per-view was Dominion, which was a couple of weeks ago. So as a result, they didn't really do anything to book for Forbidden Door. Just like AEW didn't book really anything outside of announcing Zack Sabre Jr. versus Kenny Omega for Forbidden Door. And that's why they've had to do this kind of shotgun booking. They do this shit every single year.
This is my other problem. I never said this. I'm a comic book guy from the 90s, and they used to have something in the X-Men lineup called Extinction Agenda. And you had to buy X-Men. You had to buy X-Force. You had to buy X-Factor. All of the comics.
All the X's.
You had to buy X-Force number 291, X-Men, Uncanny X-Men 3, and the story did not go in a straight line. It went from one comic book to the other. If I want to be impressed by this, I should want to see Kenny Omega go back to New Japan Pro Wrestling, bitch slap Zack Sabre Jr. and say, do something about it. Good night, bang. Yeah. Instead of, we're all doing it from your programming, I have no interest whatsoever. I should want to go, oh my God, I just missed the most insane match on NJPW, which now ties into, instead of getting a highlight reel and on a blurry camera. That's the other thing I'm pissed off about. You're recording something, you know you're going to use footage. Send your camera crews down there. If you know there's a Mercedes Moné match, send your camera crews down there. Cross promote this shit. Don't give me some fucking iPhone recording. You know, it looks like you made it look like Mercedes Moné went down to Sam's Town and fucking wrestled there, and now it's important. It's not important. She lost a bunch of belts. That's important. How did she lose them? Why didn't we cover that? You just jumped right into she's a bitch. So what you're telling me is she lost a lot of belts. No one's talking about it, and she hasn't learned anything from it.
Yeah.
And we, as a fan, don't grow from it.
Yeah. You know, and I definitely agree with that. There's definitely been some spotty booking and logic when it comes to the women's division. That's been kind of an underlying theme. They've had kind of sparks where things have gone extremely well. And dare I say, they're light years ahead of where they were when they first started with their women's division. We do have to talk about the Mercedes and Hazuki match. Dude, for people that didn't know who Hazuki was and maybe were seeing her for the first time, she had that place chanting for her by the end of that match. She got over with that crowd, and let's be real, this crowd was not a great crowd. So a lot of sitting on their hands, not really reacting to much. They were able to get behind Hazuki in a losing effort, mind you. So Mercedes picks up the win, obviously advances to the finals at Forbidden Door. And we'll talk about her opponent here in just a second. But yeah, this was a solid match, man. If you were just looking at the match itself, not necessarily the build or, you know, anything like that, because that's how it is with these Owen Hart tournament matches, is there's not really a storyline as far as why they're wrestling besides, hey, this is a tournament.
This is from the mind of Tony Khan, where he's looking at it from the realm of highlight reels, but highlight reels don't push the product along. Highlight reels in this sense get lost. So what he doesn't get is, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, great, you had a banger match, but it didn't contribute to a storyline. So I forget the match or 2 or 3 weeks later. And maybe at the end of the year, you know, another wrestling podcast or show with other people might go, here's a greatest match. And then you go, yeah, but what was it for?
Right.
What was it for? What purpose did the match serve? WWE, to me, they did this with Andrade and Carmelo. They did the same match 6 times.
Yep. Okay.
You showcased their physical abilities. What was it for? Nothing. What happened when that whole thing was over? Andrade was essentially done.
Yeah.
Carmelo is still looking for relevancy. So you did something, but it served no purpose.
Yeah. Definitely, man. And the thing that really stands out to me is, yes, AEW is Dream Match Central. They always have been. Up until very recently, they've been good at building certain matches and driving that emotional investment. I don't want to say that they've taken, this month off because it's Forbidden Door, but realistically, this is not what we're used to from the last, I'd say 6 months, 8 months from AEW, where they really have taken an episodic storyline build type of a template to their programming. And not just relying on banger matches nonstop. Now, they delivered banger matches nonstop, but that's not been the focal point.
We're a bit disappointed, if I may say, because we just saw their show that they did in New York.
Yeah, Double or Nothing.
And Double or Nothing was fucking great. Everything.
Why? Because they spent so much time to build each fucking match.
To that point. And that is rated as their third best pay-per-view, or maybe one of the best pay-per-views of all time.
Second biggest U.S. gate of all time, behind All in Texas.
Christ. That's saying something. Now, you know what it's like? It's like as a comedian, you have a great day. First time I did my show when I was in downtown, the next day everyone was like, aren't you excited that you had this great show? No, because now I have to follow it.
Yeah. What's next?
Now I have to follow it. And what happened is they blew their load on that. I don't know what they have. They're planting seeds. It's a little late in the year to be planting seeds for storylines when you should already have your storylines established going into All In. You're planting seeds with the Don Callis. Seeds are for fucking after All In. Not
blowing loads and planting seeds.
Yeah, but I mean, look, you don't plant seeds of storylines a month and a half out from what should be your biggest show and back again in Wembley. And this time they're not hyping it up. It's like the first year, the second year, hype. Yep. Texas, hype. This time you're like, yeah, All In Wembley.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We'll be in Wembley.
Yeah. I think, unfortunately, Tony has kind of fallen into the same trap as New Japan, where, they don't set the table for other pay-per-views beyond the one that's immediately in front of them. Now,
WWE
obviously,
beats you over the head with it.
Oh yeah, of course they do. It's almost annoying with how much they do it. Now, obviously, we mentioned the Don Callis family side of the 12-man tag. On the Mark Briscoe side, you got obviously Mark Briscoe, Orange Cassidy, Konosuke Takeshita, Darby Allin, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong. And those two teams went at it on this show in the main event of Dynamite. And Team MJF picked up the win over Team Briscoe. So Pro Wrestling Logic tells me one thing. Team Briscoe is going over at the pay-per-view. And thus Mark Briscoe earns his title shot.
Mark Briscoe will get a title shot. Fine.
Yep.
Now when you say title shot, well, yeah, not at a
pay-per-view, no.
No. He'll get his ass kicked. He's not winning the belt. You're not.
It'll probably be on like a themed episode of Dynamite or something stupid.
Yeah, he will not win. There'll be chicanery. What's going to happen is what everyone said. It's going to be Ospreay versus MJF, but
I don't know.
Ospreay's not looking great.
I'll tell you,
backburnered. He's hella backburnered.
I would not be surprised at all if we don't have a three-way at All In.
Would you do
Kenny Omega entering as the champion after winning the title in July versus MJF versus Ospreay?
Or leading up to it, you could have a scenario by which you would have to have a obligatory match between Moxley and Ospreay to test Ospreay's resolve. And maybe you can insert Moxley into the match. Maybe. Gotcha. Because of the stakes. But once you do that many people, MJF's walking out of London.
Yeah, and that's not how it should be. Ospreay will be winning the title in London. Period. That's going to happen. So however we get there, that is going to be the end result.
My thing with that is he does not look his greatest. He did the flip when he got back, and he hasn't done anything since.
Right,
And
because he's changing his style to more of a ground-based,
Ground match,
grappling-based,
right?
Which he has to because of his injury.
Right. And the problem with those neck things is once you fuse one area, the damage spreads out in all directions.
Yep.
Because you're bolting two joints together that are supposed to move freely.
Yep.
It means no Hurricane Ranas. It means no 450s, 550s, whatever the fuck. It's all fucking not good. For the type of wrestler that he is, to not be able to move like that must be absolutely hellish. But to also be in a situation where they were probably setting you up for that win, and now you have to reinvent yourself a month and a half out. And this is my question. We go into All In. Will the Death Riders be in his corner?
That's a great question. I mean, realistically, I would think so, but there is a lot of time between now and the end of August. We're looking 2 months out.
Yeah,
it is 2 months out. So
there
are a lot of things that could happen between now and then for sure. But yeah, anything else about this episode of Dynamite?
Nah.
All right. So let's talk about the other AEW show that went down this week. We're talking about AEW Collision, which went down on Saturday. And what stood out to you from this show, Rob?
The lethal twist. All right. Well, I mean, Maya World and Athena. We'll just go for the jugular.
Okay.
Great match. Great. It was slow paced, but there were a lot of spots.
Yeah.
The Uranagi that Athena gives Maya World on when they're both fighting on the barricade was a really great spot. I really did like what I saw, but I felt like as a whole across the evening, the pacing was damn slow.
Yeah. Really quick, if I could just interject one thing about that Maya World match. I find it very interesting that we've gotten an organic babyface out of this entire situation with Maya World and with Hyan, because keep in mind, just a couple of months ago, it was the former Tegan Knox, Nixon Newell, and Miranda Alizé who were supposed to be, they were booked and brought in as extra talent to, wrestle in a squash tag match. Yeah. And they were going to be getting 3 minutes and the other team was going to be going over. They said that doesn't work for us, and they left the building. Who replaced them on that show? Hyan and Maya World. And I think,
Maya World
is the one. Tony is probably pushing Maya World specifically just as, a fuck you to those two for walking out.
Yeah.
Which really wouldn't surprise me. But the thing that gets me is Maya World she's proven to be very good in the ring as well. And she was trained by Athena. So, obviously in this match, the biggest shocker of the week, Maya World picks up the clean win over Athena and advances to the finals in the Owen Hart Women's Tournament. And that prompted this reaction from Athena on social media. What the little fuck? Now, with the Pikachu face.
Now, here's the thing. You're backed into this corner because you're not going to have her go against Mercedes Moné heel versus heel.
Nope.
You're not going to do that.
Nope.
And as far as my understanding is that Maya World was trained by Athena. So
that's correct.
So this is a good thank you. This is your showcase match.
Yeah.
Did I break a fourth wall?
No, I literally just said it. That's why I'm laughing.
Oh,
I literally just said that she trained her.
I didn't. I'm sorry.
It's all good. It's all good.
Right.
What else on this show stood out to you? I know
Zack
that
Sabre Jr.
loved
versus
that
Adam
Zack Sabre
Priest.
Jr. and Adam Priest match.
This match was very long. They had a commercial break. I fucking didn't know who this guy was, and I made my dinner I made a chicken piccata while this is going on. And I was barely paying attention. And my first thought was, why are they doing a commercial break for this shit?
Yeah. It's so this match, by the way,
told
you say
yeah.
it was long. So if you had to guess how long this match went,
17
because I
minutes?
pulled this up based on a conversation that we had outside of the show and stuff like that. How long, minute-wise, do you think this match went?
About 17 minutes.
11 minutes.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So it was it felt much longer. It did have a bit of a slower pace, and it was a technical wrestling match, which is not everyone's cup of tea. So, you know, sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes it's not a good thing. I think that yes, they could have trimmed a few minutes off and, you know, devoted some of those minutes elsewhere on the show. But yeah, Zack Sabre Jr. picking up the win. No one's surprised by that. Adam Priest is basically a job guy that is that is coming from 1FW, which is QT Marshall's promotion in Atlanta.
The fact that it took Zack Sabre so long to beat him did not make him look that strong going into Kenny Omega. You made him look weak.
Exactly.
That it took you that long to wipe out enhancement talent from QT Marshall.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, here's a jobber. Great. Commercial break for a jobber?
Yeah. So, yeah. Interesting stuff, dude. Elsewhere, obviously Adam Priest, Zack Sabre. I know that you feel some kind of way about that. What else on this show, man?
Here's the thing now. Dante Martin.
Yep.
They're no longer Top Flight. I don't even know what they're calling themselves. Something Flight.
Skyflight. Because they've kind of merged with Scorpio Sky and Zeta Steel. So
trying to drag them. And here's why. Because this is all from Christopher Daniels' camp now, where he's managing all these people.
Yep.
But he's not a manager, Christopher Daniels. He's not. He's just sitting in the corner. He's a coach. It's so lame. He's coming out with the vest on, the little 3-piece suit, sleeves rolled up. He went into dad mode. He went from fuck you, the ring general and TNA, goes over there, becomes a tag team champ, and now he's a fucking no, he wasn't even tag team champ. He was always on the outside.
He was tag champs with Scorpio in AEW. Yeah.
And he looks lame now. He looks like the high school coach who's trying to turn the kids around story.
Yeah.
Dante Martin was fatigued. He was not able to the fight full steam. He went to go give a suicide dive. The other way around. Mystico went to go give a suicide dive, and Dante Martin was not prepared to catch him. So Mystico stops, jumps over the rope, and Dante Martin could barely catch him. He was catching his breath. They had a few times they panned the camera away. When the match is over, and he eats it off a Spanish fly, which to me I thought was just kind of a mid move. You were like, no, that's Mystico's bread and butter. I'm like, great. But
I mean yeah.
But to me, I looked at that as fuck, they got to get this kid out of here. Because sure enough, the camera goes on Dante Martin and he goes over to Christopher Daniels. He says something to him. Daniels drags him out of the ring. There's no kayfabe associated with that. This kid was not at 100%. That was what I took from that match, because he could not keep up with Mystico. And he was gasping for air through much of that match, trying to regroup. Yeah,
basically what I can mention to you is the Spanish Fly. Think of it like Shawn Michaels with the Sweet Chin Music, or Stone Cold with the Stunner.
Right.
That is like one of his main moves outside of La Mystica. So it's it's ingrained as being a finish. And yes, that is something that we run into where, you have opening match people doing Spanish flies on each other. It does tend to diminish stuff later on in the show. So,
and that's the thing, like when Stone Cold would do a stunner, you got to sell that right. People get stunnered now by Kevin Owens. They look like Legos falling on the floor. They don't know how to sell it.
Right.
And then we see springboard stunners and they look goofy.
Yeah.
To me, a springboard stunner looks stupid. The only one who made it, boom, fuck you. You're getting kicked in the gut, and then I'm going to snap your damn neck.
Yeah.
You were scared. Nobody's scared of a stunner now. It's an afterthought move.
The only exception to that, honestly, I would say, is someone who we'll talk about in a little bit. That being Leo Rush.
Ooh,
because he springboards off the bottom rope, catches people with the stunner, drags them all the way down to his level. And as we saw this week, he's implemented a little bit of a twist with it, as he now holds on with a bit of a cravat, and it's a submission. So not only is he hitting the springboard stunner from the bottom rope, he's wrenching back and doing a bridge, and he's incorporated that into his actual new finish that he's using as part of this gimmick. So yeah, you have to innovate. You have to change things. I completely agree.
Doesn't he have a Ring of Honor belt right now?
We'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah. So, but anything else to speak of on Collision outside of that really dope Bang Bang Gang promo that they did? I do have to say that was funny.
Yeah, with the spade and neuter, we're gonna spade and neuter the dogs.
Of course.
Yeah, that's good.
Of course. Because again, they're doing things outside of the box with them. At least they're giving them some airtime besides walking to the ring to lose. You know?
Yeah. And Ace Austin, please don't let him rot on the vine. Oh, no.
Dude, I'm right there with you, man. He has all the talent in the world. So
don't let him rot on the vine.
And you did speak about obviously your love for Zack Sabre Jr. He did find out that he's going to be wrestling Jack Perry on Dynamite this Wednesday, so could be interesting there. Obviously,
it's another highlight reel match. It's a spot match.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
All right,
exactly what it is. So, all right, let's just pivot really quick. And let's talk about SmackDown. And we've talked about AEW for 40 minutes. So let's talk about some WWE stuff. SmackDown was a pretty solid show this week, I've got to say, man. What were your thoughts about SmackDown?
Well, we start off with a title match.
Yeah.
Which, as soon as I saw that, I knew that's not good.
Yeah. You knew who was going to win. You knew you knew he wasn't dropping the title if they were kicking off the show with it.
Right. I want Gunther to beat the fuck out of Sami Zayn until his eyeballs fall out of his skull.
I'd be okay with that.
I'm so sick of this guy. Yeah. I'm sick of him. It's not even the kind of Kurt Angle level annoying. He's just purely annoying. Yeah. And there's no redemption for him. Being annoying is fine if I could see that there's going to be redemption. There's no redemption for the guy being obnoxious. His whole career's been this. That's the problem with him. And I'm certain behind the stage of trying to figure out where can we place this guy. He has never been better than his spot in the Bloodline as comic relief.
No, he never. He will never reach those highs again.
No,
and that's just the reality of the situation.
He doesn't have. I don't want to see him win any major titles. And when he does win a title, he immediately tarnishes it. He puts a stink on it. Oh, the U.S. title. Oh, great. Yes, you won it. Great. Who are you? Get it off him. Please get it off him. Now you're swimming with the big dogs. Cody. This is the thing. It's a distraction because I don't like where they're going with Cody. There's nothing for Cody. This has nothing to do with Cody, what's happening right now. This is everything around Cody adjacent, but it's not moving Cody forward, and Cody really doesn't have anything to let's talk about. We just just knocked my damn screen down. I'm getting annoyed. I'm getting annoyed because they've run out of shit for Cody to do, which is why I don't want him to have the belt. But now you're in that position where he has to lose it to somebody worthy. I think Gunther would be worthy.
Yes. He absolutely would be.
Have Gunther. I want Gunther. Maybe you could do this but he doesn't need it. I just want Sami Zayn gone. I want Sami Zayn. I see the Kevin Owens dropped like 100 pounds. He looks amazing.
He looks
Get
phenomenal, dude.
Yeah. Get Kevin Owens in a ring with Sami Zayn. It's either Bloodline, which they did. Sami Zayn did say, hey, what's going on, Uce? How are things over there? Give my best to the Bloodline. He was an honorary Uce. They could always pull that trigger anytime they want. Bring him back on the Raw. Either him or Kevin Owens. That's the only time that I don't want to drive Sami Zayn off a cliff because he's so irritating. And you know what? I wouldn't mind if he had a retro moment where he shaved the ridiculous beard off, and cut his hair and didn't look like terrorist number 3. I mean, it was an idea. Some of the guys do the beard, but you look like a homeless guy. And it doesn't make sense anymore.
Realistically, the people on the show need to look like they can afford a ticket to attend the show. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sami Zayn doesn't look like, if you showed me a picture of him, I would legit think he was a fan. And furthermore, you mentioned he would look like a bit of a homeless bum. I agree, man. He definitely needs to fix the image. If the office is telling him, hey, keep the beard, keep the look, we love it, they're doing him a huge disservice.
No, he needs to, when he came back, here's how you revamp him. He's gone for a while. He shows up with the fucking Kangol hat on. He's happy-go-lucky. He looks clean-shaven. He looks happy. He looks good. Good haircut. Great. Now I want to see him with mid-card belts.
Yep.
Hey, you know what? Maybe if he didn't look like a fucking obnoxious bum and act like one, I wouldn't mind maybe giving him a world heavyweight belt once. I could get behind that. But this version of him that we've had for the last 10 years is irritating. He is a fucking sidekick, which is lower than a jobber. At least a jobber puts when he fought Roman Reigns in Canada, in Montreal. Great. You could have pulled that trigger back then and made him look good. Pull the trigger, just do something with him.
Yeah.
This is not going over well. This is not Kurt Angle with the milk truck well.
No. Not at all. All right, so we did have 2 tournament matches. So we had the Queen of the Ring match between Liv Morgan and Charlotte Flair. Whoa. And there was man. Yeah.
I paid attention to that one.
I'm sure you did.
And not for the obvious reasons. No TNA. I paid attention because normally Liv Morgan was what I was just complaining about Sami Zayn for being. She was there to be daddy's little bitch or daddy's little bitch. She was doing the Harley Quinn routine for the longest. She got out from that, and then she was, all right, we gave you a couple of belts, but you don't look like you deserve them. But here we go. Here's your like participation women's heavyweight title. Now we're in, she just picked Charlotte Flair apart.
Yeah.
She surgically went after the injured knee, shot blocked her a million goddamn times, put her in a single leg Boston Crab, and made Charlotte Flair tap, and I believed it.
Yeah.
The
single leg Boston Crab. Lance Storm was somewhere smiling.
Oh, that besides the way she looks, he just dropped a load. Now, I will say this. Her entrance theme, that auto-tuned garbage, I hate it.
Oh, you mean her song?
It's so bad. It doesn't reflect who she is. It doesn't reflect Judgment Day. I don't know why they did that. I don't know what made them think for her to do that.
It's her song. Like,
yeah, I get it, but
she did the song, so I understand why they did. It just doesn't work with her gimmick.
It's auto-tuned out the yin yang.
Yep, of course it is. Of course it is, brother. It's 2026.
All right. OG Javon Evans gets yeeted out.
And by the way, shout out to Jade Cargill for the assist on that Liv Morgan win, by the way. They did somewhat protect Charlotte by having Jade beat the shit out of her
early on. Yeah, early
Yeah.
on. And you know what? It was such a great segment. It'll knock your hair right off.
Well played.
Yes.
But yes, talking about main event Jey Uso and young OG Javon Evans. We're gonna get fucking King Jay, aren't we?
Why is
we're gonna get King Jey Uso, aren't we?
Yeah. Wait a minute. Here's my thing. Jey Uso doesn't like people booing him, but yet he comes out as a heel every week, which makes no goddamn fucking sense. You have to have the wherewithal. Either the writers, the guys producing the matches need to go, you're a fucking heel now. Be a heel. Now, if you want to be a heel like The Rock to the point where the people like you for being a piece of shit, but the problem is he's a tag guy. He is not main event Jey Uso. I never looked at him and thought he's a main event guy. No. I look at him as a tag guy. I look at him as a side guy. I look at him as here's a US belt guy.
Yeah.
Maybe. And I don't think he's even ever held that belt. But fine. The problem is you put him up with the big dogs and there's Roman Reigns. And there's a pyramid to the bloodline. Now, Roman Reigns cut a great promo the other week. We said it before. Everything that we've ever done, everything our family's ever done, Umaga, Rikishi, Yokozuna, that's the bloodline. Great. But you've also established that you are the tribal chief. And then you gave Fatu the Ulafala, which there was only supposed to be one Ulafala. Fine. Right. Okay, great. So Fatu is not listening to the guy who's going to become the King of the Ring. And the King of the Ring apparent Jey Uso is giving Jacob Fatu orders by which Jacob Fatu tells you to go fuck yourself. What clusterfuck are we writing here? And then you still got Solo Sikoa walking around like a little troll.
Well, I mean,
it's my family. What do you mean it's your family? These two guys lost because you fucked around. Tama Tonga lost because you were dicking around. The unnamed tag team of fucking, again, put respect on my name, Comic Relief, and yo man, I'm not even feeling it today, man. I'm just gonna go eat some arepas.
Truth and Damian Priest.
Great. Yeah. Damian Priest looks like barely interested to be there. R-Truth is back to being a goofball, and they retain. And these two guys are telling Solo Sikoa to go fuck himself. If Solo Sikoa is not thrown back into the bloodline, by which Jacob Fatu beats him into submission, and then they beat up the Usos and surpass them, if they don't do that, I don't know what the fuck is going on. And Matt Michaels is probably having a hernia. You can feel it. Rob is making sense. It hurts. I can feel it. What is going on where you're setting up the story and then you drag it on? It's like edging us, if you know what edging means. You're not allowed to come. Look, could we just get to the point where you bring Solo Sikoa into the fold, dump the Tongans? Why is Jacob Fatu's Samoan finishing move called the Tongan Death Grip? Why wouldn't it be the Samoan Death Grip?
Right.
Has anyone ever used that move before in recent times? Was it called the Tongan anything? Probably not. So why would we not call it the Samoan Death Grip? That was the whole point. They're Tongans. They're not Samoans. It's a different island. It's a different everything. There's no Ulafala. There's none of that shit. This was a whole different group of people that he brought over from NJPW. We all knew they were the Gorillas of Destiny. Even Michael Cole said, wow, it's the Gorillas of Destiny.
Yeah.
Yuck. Then you disbanded the Gorillas of Destiny. You took out Tongaloa because he blows. Fine. You took out JC Mateo because he blows. Fine. Why are these guys dressed up like dead presidents, but Solo Sikoa never was? I don't get any of this. It made no goddamn sense.
Yeah.
That's fucking Hikuleo, by the way. Fine, you're tall. Tall Tonga. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Great. Sorry.
I was just going to say, Damian Priest You mentioned that he looks like he doesn't really give a shit about anything right now. Of note, he did show up in AAA this week and had a pretty interesting gimmick change down there. Yeah, he's definitely not beating the allegations anytime soon. Yeah. All he needs to do is come out to Rollin' or some Kid Rock or something to that effect.
No, soy American business.
So, but yeah, dude, like I find it interesting that of all the gimmicks that they choose to have him, portray the American badass Undertaker in the territory that the Undertaker books, mind you.
So that was probably done as tongue in cheek.
No, of course, it has to have been. It had.
Wait. Does that mean that the Undertaker banged Lana in reverse? If we could put that.
Oh, jeez. In canon, yeah.
Hey, so did Damian Priest give her the last ride?
Oh, jeez. I'm sure he did, bro.
He gave her a fall from grace.
Put her 6 feet under, man. Well, and then obviously you had Ricky Saints defeating Carmelo Hayes to get the #1 contendership for the United States Championship. So that's going to be another match that we see at the Night of Champions coming up. Anything
Carmelo
else
Hayes
on SmackDown that you want to talk about?
Carmelo Hayes circling the drain. He'll be on AEW TNA. Which one? TNA. And by the way, he'll flourish there.
Oh God, yeah, he'll do extremely well there. Yep, absolutely. So let's turn and pivot over now. Let's talk about Raw, which went down yesterday, and this was an afternoon episode of Monday Night Raw. So Monday afternoon Raw for those of us here in the States.
By the way, they already filmed SmackDown apparently.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me at all, man.
I saw spoilers for it already.
Yeah. So realistically, I mean, the biggest thing to come out of this episode of Raw is that we have new WWE World Tag Team Champions in the Street Profits. So shout out to those guys, man. I honestly, I have been banging the drum for these guys, talking about how badly they've dropped the ball with them. And yeah, if this is any indication that they're actually going to push these guys to the levels that they should be pushed, I'm all for it. But I don't put any trust in it at the end of the day.
No, well, here's the thing when we talk about pushing people. You could push anybody, the audience has to accept it. Yep. The audience is lukewarm on them. He has not gotten over as of late beyond the fist pumps, beyond the he's doing the double fist pumps. He's excellent on the mic, and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Dawkins lost weight. Dawkins is rocking no shirt now.
Dude looks great, man, honestly.
You know what? I think we need to see, and it's going to be a long time. They'll lose the belts before this happens. They need to do something with Bianca Belair.
Oh,
but they can't.
It's got to happen.
They can't because she's got one in the can. And I don't know whatever happened with her finger injury. Yeah. I don't know if that, I mean, it's like, hey, she's probably like, you know what? Fuck it. One of us has to feed this family.
Dude, so, they were worried for the longest time that she was going to lose that finger. Seriously.
Jesus.
So, yeah.
And that's
hopefully
bad.
That's not the case.
Yeah. Well, you got to rehab it. And she's probably like, well, fuck it. I'll knock a kid out. Do it now. If I'm going to and I'm being logistical about it. If you're going to, if you're going to knock a kid out, now would be the time to do it, So, here's the thing. The only way that this works with them having the belt is if they are constantly defending it. The unfortunate thing of being a babyface like that is they have to be constantly doing an AEW style where they're highlight reeling this shit.
Yeah.
They need to. And they're going to have to get into faces of people because they're not over. By the way, I don't really care for the Vision. The Vision's too ragtag right now.
Oh,
No
dude,
Paul
the
Heyman.
Vision is that's just a snake bitten faction, man. Like everyone in there has been injured at the
except for
least
Austin
opportune
Theory.
time.
No, except for Austin Theory. And he's the least likable one on that group. And they're angry, and they're trying to look like they're angry, and they're hungry, and they can run on their own. It shows you how bad things look without Paul Heyman.
Yes.
Paul Heyman could not be bigger than their injuries.
Right.
And I don't know where he is. Like maybe you know where he is.
I mean, as far as I know, he's just taking some time off.
Exactly. And that shows you.
Yeah.
Now, does he show up with Bronson Reed? Yeah, fine.
Could be.
Will I care?
No.
No, the guy does a fucking splash as his finisher.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's not the excitement of the move, it's the damage it does.
Right.
Fine, but it's not visually appealing. Where even he looks like he's scared doing it.
Yeah.
How many people frog splash and they just deadpan that shit? He's always wobbly when he does it. He looks scared. And what happens? He does it and he gets hurt. So
yeah.
Fuck. That team needs to disappear. The problem is the longer they're around, it makes Seth Rollins look ancient.
Yeah.
They made him look old overnight and frail. He's not dressed up in the cool outfits. He's dressed up in all black suits. Yeah, behind the scenes, he's trying to sell coffee with his wife, and the two of them have big shitting and grins on their face, which isn't even in character. I mean, I'm not saying he needs to retire, but Christ, man, Seth Rollins. I'd love to see him on AEW. No, I know it's not going to. He has no reason to be. But I need to see a fresh Seth Rollins, and you're not going to get it right now.
Yeah.
Maybe put him on SmackDown versus Cody Rhodes and bring that one back. I don't know, but it's not. I don't like what they've done with him.
Yeah, I would agree, man. It's they've tried certain things, and again, injuries at the worst possible time. Yep. So, but elsewhere on Raw, we had the women's tag team championships on the line as Paige and Brie Bella defeated Bayley and Lyra. The thing is that really kind of stood out is this match isn't going to be talked about. What's going to be talked about is what happened after the match when Lyra, of all people, turns on Bayley. You could see that something was going to happen just from Bayley's facial expressions during the entrance and the leading up to the match. She was pissed off about something. So obviously she did not want to end this team with Lyra. She genuinely likes her as a person and wanted to continue teaming with her. So obviously, they're breaking up this team. Of course, Bayley's going to be used to put Lyra over at this point. And then chances are Bayley's contract is about ready to be up. So I know that, she's going to be looking elsewhere. So
I would have liked to have seen them get those belts.
I agree. I completely agree, dude. It's such a missed opportunity. Give them a run with those titles, and then you can have Lyra turn on Bayley if that's what you really want to do. Yeah, Paige and Brie Bella as tag champs.
I'm not invested.
It doesn't work for me, bro. Like
Here's my thing.
It's not there.
You're not moving Paige forward. You're making it a nostalgia act with the two of them. It doesn't work.
Correct.
Number one. Number two, the losers outshined the winners completely.
Yes.
That's bad. 3, had they won, those other two could have just disappeared for a while. They could have gone back to SmackDown. They could have decided what they wanted. They could have had singles runs. You're basically telling me that you unfortunately, those women's tag team belts are cursed.
Yeah.
I really think they are. Now, Nia Jax and Lash Legend were good. They made those belts relevant. But we're not friends. Everybody else looks like a nostalgia act. The problem is that the women's stuff, they're aging. Now, the other thing is, what's Matt Michaels' favorite team? What the hell are they called? They're on SmackDown now. The 3 deadly intentions or dreadful intentions.
Fatal Influence.
Oh, yes, Fatal Influence. Yeah. That's it. They're fatally boring. They're boring. Great. You know what? Here's the thing with Michaels. He likes the big fish in the small pond, and they get to the big pond, and they suck. Okay? I love Jordynne Grace. Jordynne Grace does not look good on SmackDown or Raw.
Not at all, dude.
She doesn't.
Not
even
at
when
all.
she was healthy. She was small, granted, but they also knew how to frame her up in the cameras on TNA. They knew how to make her look menacing. When she got to AEW, they put her up against fucking Jade Cargill, which completely made Jordynne Grace look insignificant. Yeah. They did her no favors. Fatal Influence sucks. Those 3 women showed up. They look like the Riot Squad, but even worse because they have no theme. Their theme is they're 3 women with kick pads. They have absolutely, the Riot Squad had a theme. Here's Ruby Riot. Here is Liv Morgan, and Liv Morgan is doing the, here's the other one. She's kind of like fine. They had somewhat of individual themes. This Fatal Influence sucks. Now, they could be great in-ring workers, but that doesn't mean shit if you're not over with the crowd. You know, when we got Damage Control worked. Damage Control came out, and when they made that walk at SummerSlam, oh my God, that long ass walk with the 3 of them. Fuck, Bayley was at her height as a heel. Great. When Damage Control evolved and you got all the Japanese women, and all of a sudden, oh fuck, they're talking shit about me. Great. We found ways to keep it going and keep it relevant. These 3 women are going to disappear one after the other.
Yep. Yeah,
Sorry,
man.
Matt.
Speaking of things that are going to disappear, we are going to look ahead now. We've recapped, spent about an hour recapping shows from this past week. So let's look ahead now. And this weekend is going to be a very, very busy weekend, Rob. I don't know if you're aware of this, but we have 4 pay-per-views between Saturday and Sunday, or 4 PLEs between Saturday and Sunday. So, you got your Night of Champions. So obviously, you've got Io Sky and Liv Morgan in the Queen of the Ring finals. You got Jey Uso and Oba Femi in the King of the Ring finals. Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill for the U.S. Women's Championship. Trick Williams versus Ricky Saints for the U.S. Men's Championship. Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker in a steel cage. And then would you look up there at the top? Cody Rhodes, Gunther, and your boy, Sami Zayn. I'll be honest, I wouldn't be surprised to see Gunther win the title by pinning Sami. I'd be okay with that.
Ooh.
I would be okay with that.
Wow. And by the way, I love how they gave him the shit-eating grin. You want to punch him in the face.
Yeah.
Do you realize the storyline you would have if Sami has a feud with Cody for a couple of months because he just and on an seemingly insignificant show?
Exactly.
Oh my God! Yes, please, 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 please have Gunther do that, and then Cody Rhodes just beat Sammy's ass until he. I want Sami gone. I want Cody to do it. And that puts Cody in the most favorable position.
Yep.
And then Sami, have him come back with I don't know, with a better gimmick.
Clean shaven. Like everything that we discussed earlier.
Yeah, you're not Galahad, yeah. I don't know what the fuck you thought that was. Charlemagne Zane. I don't know what that fucking thing is. You look like you're wearing a fucking rug. On your face.
Yeah. What matches are you looking forward to on this show, man?
Well, that one for Dev. Seth Rollins with Braun Baker. I don't care. Just Braun Breaker is the only person he ever breaks is himself. Trick Williams and Ricky Saints. Trick Williams, for all intents and purposes, should be able to shit through Ricky Saints, but Ricky Saints is catching on. I am intrigued by this one. Stratton versus Jade Cargill. I don't care enough about either of these women. Chelsea Green's the star of that.
Wait. What? I know that's bullshit.
Wait.
You care a lot about Jade Cargill.
You could drop
Don't try to downplay the shit.
Who is that guy, that social media guy who goes, I drained my ball so many times to Tiffany Stratton, and then I got to meet her, and he had to take down all his pages. That was the best.
And then he deleted all of his social media profiles after after that tweet went viral.
Well, I love it. He should have rode that storm. I would have rode that storm because it's not the worst thing.
Wait, how do you mean that?
I would have just said, yeah, fuck it. Yeah, she's hot. She's hot. Dude.
People are already going to think some sort of way about you. Might as well just double down on
Write it off. You might lose half the people. You might gain some new ones.
Exactly. Who gives a fuck?
Jey Uso versus Oba Femi. Well, I wonder who's going to win that one.
Not unless Brock costs him.
Jey Uso is going to win with a 5-star. It's going to be a spear. Then he's going to do the frog splash.
Fuck.
Or the Uso splash. And he's going to win because Oba Femi is going to get F5'd into submission.
Yeah.
There you go. Io Sky versus Liv Morgan. Now, there's two trains of thoughts here. Io Sky wins and challenges Liv Morgan. Io Sky lives, or Liv Morgan wins and tries to take all the belts.
Io wins. Bottom line. Io wins. That's what makes the most sense. And realistically, the only reason why this is even, any kind of a thing is in both of the tournaments, in the women's tournaments, injuries have kind of forced the hands of certain things to happen in AEW and in WWE with their tournaments. So, the only thing that makes sense to me is for Io to go over here.
I want to see Liv Morgan. See, the thing is, Io is on her own.
Yeah.
Now, is she super over with the people? Great. Would there be great matches? No. Why? Because there's nobody who could wrestle at her level that's left and in good health. Io Sky is in the height of her physical career.
Yep.
And I don't see anybody that she could carry across that finish line. You're not going to have her fight any of these people. They're terrible. Whereas if you put Liv Morgan in that position, and it's night of, and you have Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley, and all of the Judgment Day behind her, and she walks off with 2 belts and can gloat for the entire summer. I don't know. Just saying. Yeah. I yes, what you're saying makes more sense, but I want to see 2 belts live and be beyond obnoxious, and they got to sell that song.
Yeah.
Io Sky doesn't have a song.
Yeah, man.
And I'm sure somebody has a thought on that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And obviously that pay-per-view is coming to us. Premium live event is coming to us on Saturday the 20th, Saturday the 27th. Excuse me. Saturday the 27th. So then the very next day, we got 3 PLEs that are taking place. We've got NXT doing their Great American Bash. We also have TNA Slammiversary, which is a pretty solid lineup. TNA World Championship on the line. Mike Santana defending against Nick Nemeth. Elsewhere, you've got the Ultimate X for the X Division Championship. Cedric Alexander defending against Leon Slater, Frankie Kazarian, Amazing Red, Casey Navarro, Mr. Elegance, and Fabian Eichner. So that should be good. And then you also have a three-way ladder match, three-way ladder tag match, I should say, for the TNA World Tag Team Championships. Brian Myers and Bear Bronson defend their tag titles against the Hardys and the Righteous, Vincent and Dutch. So, and then elsewhere, you've got Lei Ying Lee defending her Knockouts Championship against Zaya Brookside. Mustafa Ali has an open challenge, and a lot more, man. A lot more. So this is a pretty loaded show for TNA. And yeah, we'll see what directions that they choose to go. Yeah, man.
So
and then
watch all these shows now.
What's that?
I gotta watch all this shit.
Oh
now.
yeah. And then the weekend comes to an end with Forbidden Door, which is in the dare I say the main event slot of the weekend. Obviously, we've got the finals to the Owen Hart tournament as Will Ospreay takes on Swerve Strickland for the men, and on the women's side, we've got Mercedes Moné going against Maya World. Obviously, Ospreay, and realistically speaking, it's very easy to say, oh yeah, Mercedes is winning for the women, but she was not supposed to be the winner of this tournament. The initial winner of the tournament was supposed to be Toni Storm. And then she went out for months. And then after that was announced, then the new de facto winner was actually supposed to be Willow Nightingale. And then she gets injured and has to drop the TBS title, drop out of the tournament. And yeah, so you've got two people that weren't even in the field when they were announced in Mercedes and Maya World. Do they go ahead and send Maya World to Wembley to take on Tekla?
Now,
Exactly. Exactly. How far do you, because Maya World has gotten some pretty good reactions from the crowd. So they are buying into, the sympathy push that she's getting.
That doesn't go very far though.
But it doesn't go very far. That's 1,000% correct.
Here's what you do. If you're smart. Tekla has a faction.
Yep.
Triangle. All right, great. You've got Mercedes Moné and Athena. There's your group. There's your person. Now, what you could do is
and they could even the odds with Billy Starks, who has been adjacent and aligned with Athena for quite some time.
There you go.
So that could even things out.
Or you could, because Maya World's over, Maya World just join them. Anything could happen. You get a third. You have a faction. Great. Who do I want to win? I want Mercedes Moné to win.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Pac versus whatever.
Pac versus Shota Umino for the New Japan, the Global Championship, which was previously held by Andrade El Idolo. So he dropped that title at New Japan Pro Wrestling Dominion just a couple of weeks ago. So Shota Umino is very new to holding that title. Yeah, he ain't dropping it. No. He's not dropping it to Pac.
Tekla's not going to lose. Moxley's not going to lose to Bandito. The Forbidden Door tag match. The Bucks, it doesn't matter if they win or lose, so probably not going to win. Forbidden Door, the Dogs versus Cape and Cope. No, Cage and Cope aren't going to lose to the Dogs.
Absolutely not.
Steel cage match. I don't really care because there's nothing really on the line except bragging rights and to push along the storyline of breaking up the Don Callis family. That's about it.
The Mark Briscoe world title shots on the line.
Yeah.
Which obviously, as we established earlier, the Don Callis family won the match on Dynamite. So yeah, more than likely, Team Briscoe's winning here. I do have to mention, man, that three-way tag match between Sky Team, the Young Bucks, and Teton and Shingo Takagi, man, I think that could be a show stealer. I think that could be an absolute show stealer because you've got on one side, you've got Mystico and you've got Mascara Dorada versus the Bucks versus Titan, who is also very good. And Shingo Takagi is an absolute badass and will be one hell of a base for all these other guys in the match. Yeah, I think that match will steal the show.
Yeah, and all right, Thunder Rosa. Olympia.
Thunder Rosa and Olympia take on Divine Dominion in the buy-in and the pre-show. So obviously Divine Dominion ain't losing those titles.
No. And that here's the thing. For what they do, they don't need to be savage on the mic.
Right.
The fact that they were pre-show shows you where they value these titles. I would have placed one of these other matches as a pre-show match. I don't know. I mean, and the problem is it's hard because all the other matches are seemingly more important, but
yeah.
Fuck. I mean, I might have, yeah. I
mean, realistically, if they keep it to these 10 matches, then great. But you and I both know they'll announce like 3 other matches to go on the pre-show because why not? They always have to have 13 matches.
This is wrestling. This is the wrestling. I'm Tony Schiavone, and here's Paul White, and we're going to do the pre-show. That's a hell of a pre-show right here. This is AEW Double Dark.
Jeez.
We're not even taping right now. This is an audio recording on 56K.
Damn.
Anyways.
Yeah, man. It should be an interesting show to say the very least. But yeah, that is Forbidden Door. So like I said, we've got a crazy week coming up in the world of pro wrestling. And yeah, that ain't it, because some very interesting streaming news. Speaking of, AEW has announced their Fast channel is currently live on Tubi for free. So if you're not familiar what the AEW Fast channel is, it is literally every episode of AEW Dynamite strung together in a 24-hour format, and it's always on. So they are constantly adding to it. So that is something that was available and launched via My AEW when that service went live, and it's taken off pretty well. People are enjoying the Fast channel, being able to watch, just a random episode of Dynamite. So coming, it's actually already here. It's already on Tubi, so check that out. And speaking of streaming, though, Rob, there is a new streaming home for independent professional wrestling. We had mentioned this on the Sin City Indie Report, but My AEW is now the home for obviously AEW programming, Ring of Honor programming, also Limitless Wrestling out of Maine, Produce, who is essentially they're a brand new startup independent promotion with a lot of great names on the roster. So they are based out of New York City. They're going to be doing all of their shows on My AEW. You've also got 1FW out of Atlanta, which is QT Marshall's promotion. You've got C4 out of Ottawa. So they're up north. So you get some Canadian wrestling. CMLL, they've had their Fantastica Mania, which was the first ever pay-per-view that was actually a pay-per-view. It was $9.99 to purchase with a My AEW subscription. So very cool stuff there. And then also Warrior Wrestling out of Chicago. And since this graphic has come out, there have actually been more promotions that have signed on with My AEW, namely Create a Pro, which is owned by Brian Myers of TNA. Also Wrestle Pro, which is owned by Pat Buck, who is an AEW front office personnel and a producer. And then there are plenty more promotions that are in negotiations right now. So My AEW is a fantastic avenue to check out independent pro wrestling.
Now, what was that one? Produce by Orange.
Yeah. Orange Crush is the booker. So yeah, they've got quite a few events that they've announced, and yeah, some of the talents that that are going to be coming to you on that very first episode for Produce. You're going to have Zack Sabre Jr. Speaking of him, you've got Jonathan Gresham. You have Deanna Perrazzo. You also have Nixie XS, who has taken the independent wrestling scene by the throat. And also you've got Lee Moriarty from AEW and Ring of Honor. So those are just 5 of the many names that are linked to Produce. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting, to say the least. I'm actually scrolling right now on my AEW. Yeah, they've got everything on here. They've got the podcasts that they've done. They've got the Capital City Championship Combat out of Ottawa, like I said. Yeah, more names from this Produce promotion they've announced. The Root of All Evil, Charles Mason. You've got a bunch of other names that are indie standouts, namely Gabby Forza has been linked to this promotion. So excellent stuff on the way on my AEW. And it's $10 a month with a VPN. I'm not telling you how to do it. I'm just saying that is an option that's out there, and you can view all of this content. But that's not the only big streaming news this week, Rob, as we did just find out as well that MLW Fusion is now streaming on New Japan Pro Wrestling on NJPW World. So all of those episodes are streaming live on Mondays. So obviously that is huge news. The partnership between MLW and New Japan is growing. So pretty interesting stuff. Killer Cross is the MLW heavyweight champion. Shotzi Blackheart is the women's champion. Bishop Dyer and Donovan Dijak are the tag team champions. MLW puts on an excellent show, and I highly recommend checking it out. 1 hour a week, every week, and it flies by. Trust me. So, but keeping the train rolling here, we just spoke about TNA. TNA is signing a deal with Ohio Valley Wrestling to establish them as a developmental partner. So good stuff right there. And then we did have some weddings this week too. So as covered by People Magazine, we had Trick Williams and Lash Legend tying the knot. So congratulations to them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man.
Did not know that.
Yeah, dude. So both of those guys are looking excellent in that photo. Also, Will Ospreay and Alex Windsor tied the knot. So love in marriage is in the air in the world of pro wrestling this week. But, speaking of somebody that, is he saying goodbye? I don't know. But Pete Dunne was actually at an independent show this week, and he addressed the crowd. He said, I know my career the last few years has been ups and downs. It's been a weird ride, but I just want to thank you all for sticking with me. Now, obviously, Pete Dunne has been under a mask as one of the Bravo brothers, doing his thing with El Grande Americano. So that's where he's been. And he was actually the person that put together the Mask versus Mask match, which everybody loved from AAA. So, yeah, will Pete Dunne show back up, or will he put the mask back on and continue to do his thing as part of the Bravo Bros? We shall see. And Rob, I'm going to scare you because this is a downright scary image. Yeah, Leo Rush, your new Ring of Honor World Television Champion, the Blackheart himself. Yeah. So, yeah, man.
When he grabbed the belt and he was like the Precious.
Yes, dude.
Yeah, they're is he as big as Danhausen? No, but they're using him right.
Absolutely.
They're getting their They're getting they got a full tank of gas on him, and they're riding this one out. Now, I don't remember what the genesis was. I know that Leo Rush has had iterations of this character over his career. He has done this before where he's had teeth painted on his face. He's done it with the hair, without the hair. Tony Khan in an interview said, when I saw him come out bald, I went, wow, this is great. Tony Khan is a trillion% behind this, which is just phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. It's it really, you don't know what Leo Rush is going to do next. He's so unpredictable. So I think that's part of the draw to it, and the fact that he is committed. He's committed to this gimmick, man.
And the best was when he's walking through the conglomeration, like, if he won't attack if you don't move, and they stop, and they all stood like statues. They didn't even blink. Those little things like that, I enjoy so much.
Absolutely, man.
He's the interview with Nigel McGuinness. Everything's fine, Nigel. Everything's fine. Everything's just fine. And then he just coughs a black crap out of his mouth. Oh, yeah, just so entertaining.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
And I'm wondering now, Danhausen, where he comes off the Knicks stuff.
Yeah,
they got a little bit more steam with him cloning the Miz and Kit Wilson, and I think it was another guy he shocked half to death.
Yeah,
I think it was, but we'll see where that goes. But this,
absolutely agreed, man. Absolutely agreed. I wish that we had somebody that I could talk to get his view and his opinion on Leo Rush. I don't know. We were supposed to be hearing.
Don't know. Do you want to do your picks of the week, and then maybe we can get some insight?
Yeah, that actually could work. So let's just go ahead and we'll go into the All right, so the over-under for the week is so AEW has actually announced, oh my gosh, 8 segments for a 2-hour show. So last week they didn't announce hardly anything in advance. This week they've announced 8 full segments. So I mean, some things are either going to have to get cut, or we shall see what it is. But my over-under for the week, before we talk about Dynamite, we gotta roll back into Forbidden Door, and realistically, I think that we actually do get that Mark Briscoe win. But even on top of that, let me just put this right back up here. It would not surprise me if we did end up with Maya World actually defeating Mercedes Moné, because if nothing else, this sets up that heel babyface dynamic for the pay-per-view. They have something going organically with Maya World. So I think that they should keep that up. But the real true test of this is you've got what always ends up being a 5-hour pay-per-view with AEW. Your in-ring runtime, New Japan Pro Wrestling is a crazy in-ring product as well. Dude, we're going to be looking at easy 4 hours out of the 5 with in-ring. So they're not going to do a bunch of entrances. They're not going to do any of that kind of stuff. The over-under for total in-ring action this week at Forbidden Door is 4 hours. So there you go. There you go. Were we able to get people patched in? So. Oh, perfect. Awesome. Let's go ahead right now. And let's do this. Hello, Mr. President. Are you there?
Yeah. Hi, what's going on? Look, I I'm watching the wrestling this weekend. It's been quite honestly a shit show. It's been a shit show this week. I've been very, very, very bored, incredibly bored, not happy with the product. It was very bad. Who's Maya World? I don't know who the hell she is. She's a nobody. She's going to get beat by Mercedes Monet. Mercedes Monet is in Star Wars. Think about that. Mercedes Monet is in Star Wars, and you've got Maya World. I don't know what chicken and waffle place they found her out of, but she's not going to win. She's not going to England. I don't even think she has a passport. She probably doesn't even have a passport. So sad. You've got Blackheart Leo Rush. This guy, this is a fantastic actor. This is a tremendous actor like never before seen. He's spitting lead or ink, whatever that is. He's got like a big fountain pen shooting out of his mouth. It's tremendous what they're doing with him. He's running around like a dog. You know, they had the dogs. They should bring him in because then they could walk him on a leash. It would be funny. It'd be great. They have Leo Rush come in on a leash and the dogs let him loose. It'd be great. And then he's got the collar. You could use the belt like a collar. That'd be something. WWE. What is this? What is this? With Sami Zayn already. Can somebody deport him? Okay. Can somebody, he wants to be in Syria so bad, go back to Syria. You look like terrorist number 9. You look stupid. You've got the beard. You know what? JD Vance has a beard. It's a nice beard. I didn't like it at first. But it's a decent beard. This isn't a decent beard. There's mushrooms growing out of this thing. You know, there's a birds living in that beard. It's terrible. And you want to put a belt on this guy? He wants the belt. He needs to get the belt to the back, okay? It's so bad. What's going on with these people, they're losers. Sami Zayn is a loser, okay? You know what? Kevin Owens is out there trying to lose some weight. You know how he can lose more weight? Drop Sami Zayn. Get rid of him. He's a loser. Sami Zayn is such an embarrassment to wrestling. He doesn't deserve a belt. He doesn't even deserve to be the tag champion in LFG, okay? And nobody watches that show. Terrible. Terrible. Not a talent. They call him WWE superstars. What's the opposite of a superstar? He's a supernova because his career has exploded and gone nowhere, okay? Yeah. Come out with the checkered pants, put on the taxi driver hat, and pick me up at the airport because that's all you're good for.
Mr. President, I agree. I would agree with you in this instance. And really quick before I know that you're extremely busy tonight, but
very busy, tremendously busy. Thank you.
One question that I have. I know that there's been rumors in the wake of the UFC card that was just held at the White House, which was a phenomenal presentation, by the way. The latest rumor is that WWE has actually been in contact with you to possibly put on a WWE PLE live from the White House. Could you shed any light on that?
Well, you know, we have the ring. It didn't take too long to set up the ring. It was a quick job. It did not cost a lot of money. We were able to get the whole thing set up for $10,000. And it was a phenomenal show. One of the greatest shows. Did you remember when they were coming out? Yeah, they were coming out of the White House doors. You never thought you would say that. You would never say that under Biden. Let's we'll call him Biden. Neither one of them would think, you know what I should do? I should make a UFC match at the White House. And the production values were great. And we did it for pennies on the dollar. And now you've got the WWE. I got the call from Linda, doing a tremendous job with the Department of Education. Hopefully by this time next year, it won't be there. And Linda goes to me, Mr. Trump. She's very respectful. She goes, Mr. Trump, I was talking to little Paul, and my daughter. What was her name? You know, you know, little Paul said, he goes, Mr. Trump, it's time to play the game outside. And I said, wow. Stephanie and Paul, they came to my office and they said, can we please put he said it like this, he goes, it's time to play the game outside. He said, I do such great voices. And they want to do it outside and we're looking into it. Maybe we'll do it on the roof of the ballroom. We'll put it WWE. It'll be Clash at the White House. How about that one? Clash at the White House.
There we go. I like that.
White House. And we'll have Cody Rhodes versus the WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion Gunther, because he'll win. He's supreme German engineering. I like that. I like Gunther. He's what is that? He's not German. He's not German.
No, sir. He's Austrian.
No, sir. He's from Austria. Sir, he's from Austria. Austria. Where? Point it on a map. Put it on. So that's basically Germany. That's right. So he's from Germany. He's from Germany, and he's from Germany. Get him out of here. He's from Germany. Well, sir, no, actually, sir, okay. Germany. Right. He's from Germany, and he's from West Germany. Okay, remember that West Germany with the wall? That's the side of Germany he came from. He came from West Germany. They now call it Austria. People don't know that. So I'm very smart. I've got the very best friends. I've got the biggest brain. Nobody ever talks about that. My brain it's huge. It's huge. In fact, I'm so good. I'm speaking through your speakers right now. That's how good I am. But we're going to also have Charlotte Flair versus Liv Morgan versus we're gonna get all the women. It's going to be mud wrestling. It's going to be naked mud wrestling at the White House, and versus Melania. And Melania is going to win the title. And if she doesn't, she's going to be deported back to Slovakistan. So it's deportation. It's going to be departure and demise. That's what we're going to call them the match. Departure and demise. The first loser, it's going to be an over the rope challenge, and the first loser gets departed. They get deported.
Wow.
So yeah. So Melania, you better win. Or maybe we take home Liv Morgan. Maybe we take home, who was the other blonde one? She's got the belt now.
The U.S. champion is Tiffany Stratton.
It's Donald time. It's gonna be Donald time. It's gonna be Donald o'clock.
It'll be Donnie time for sure.
Yes. All right. I mean, I don't know, dude. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Tony Khan, I hope he's got a show. You wouldn't know it that he's got a show in London coming up soon, because the last 5 years they wouldn't shut the fuck up about it. Now you don't even know they're there.
Yeah. And
then they went into Texas. What did they buy? Half the seats, by the way? They paid for half those seats?
I don't know. I mean, it all depends on which news source that you read, Mr. President.
Well, I mean, you're not Matt Michaels. You're actually a real American. Did they fill up those seats, or did they pay for those seats?
They did fill those seats, sir. Yes.
Okay, because the bald one was going, oh no, they paid for half those seats. It was all right. All right.
Well, denial is not just a river in Egypt, sir.
Well, you know what? I like this guy's really good. Here's what you need to do, though. You've got the opposite of Sami Zayn problem. While his hair is trying to retreat from his skull, you've got a beautiful full head of hair. You look like a certain vice president that we know and love. You need to update your profile picture, because you look like Matt Michaels, and he's a terrorist. So,
thank you for the recommendation, sir. I will. I'll get right on that. Thank you.
Okay. You look like you don't have ALS, do you? By the way, for those people right now, we want to give a shout out to our good friend Rebel Tania. She's selling her shirts for $32 on Shop AEW. She's been doing some tremendous work bringing awareness. We support you. We love you. And we want all the best for her. And I just got my official a Rebel Heart t-shirt. It's coming in the mail as we speak.
All right. There you go. Absolutely. AEW, right there on the AEW shop website. Go pick up either the t-shirt or the wristband or both, and support ALS research. So yeah, support Rebel, support ALS research. I completely agree, Mr. President. And thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah, the honor was all yours.
It absolutely was, sir. Thank you so much. All right. So, really quick, right before we get done wrapping up here, let's just do a quick social media dump, shall we? All right. So, very quick stuff here, and there was quite the heated exchange this week on social media, namely between Bully Ray and Josh Barnett of all people. So it all started by Bully saying this on Busted Open.
May I?
I'm sorry.
May I?
Go for it.
The Death Riders have not helped AEW in any way, shape, or form. The Death Riders are John Moxley playing out his pro wrestling fantasies because he's got Tony's ear, because he wants to be Terry Funk. I would kick the shit out of John Moxley. I'd beat the living shit out of him. Fraud.
Yeah, he said all of that on Busted Open, and Moxley doesn't use social media. So I don't know if he was expecting John Moxley to reply, but he didn't get a reply from Moxley. Instead, he got a reply from Josh Barnett of all people.
I can't impersonate him at all.
Gotcha. So Josh Barnett just simply says, interesting take here, Bully. Mox can handle himself just fine, so he doesn't need me to fight any battles for him. But if you ever have the itch to feel what it would be like to have your ass kicked so thoroughly to the point of epic humiliation, I can help you with that. I can not only beat the shit out of you, but do so in a way to make your ass kicking legendary. For you, anytime, just ask. Yeah. And then, there was another quick reply from Marina Shafir asking me first, coach, please. So Marina wants to beat the shit out of Bully Ray too.
And she could do it at this point.
It wouldn't surprise me.
A couple of knee shots.
Then Bully Ray, he did kind of put a button into everything. And Rob, if you want to do the honors.
Josh, I too can handle myself fine. Fight my battles. If you ever had the itch to feel what it's like to be over so thoroughly that you can draw money, I can help you with that. Not only can I put you over, but get you over in a way that would make your ass legendary. For you, anytime.
Anytime. There you have it. And, what we're going to do right now is we are going to go ahead and get wrapped up. But as we roll out of here, Rob, let's hit the folks with some final thoughts.
You know what? In all of these horrible times that we're going through, it's always remember to turn to your friend to the left or the right and treat them with kindness. That's my final thoughts. Take care of yourself. Have a good night.
That's
Jerry.
And, you're terrible at this self-promotion shit, Rob.
I know. I am going to
Where can people find you? Where can people go to hit up a cameo?
Yes.
Talk to me.
I Vegas Trump guy, obviously. cameo.com/BOCE comedy. Tonight, right after this, I am going to 1151 Casino Center Drive at Ola Abibi off of Charleston in Las Vegas. We're trying to support Ola Abibi. They are being bullied by their landlord. The owner the owner of that bar, the guy who runs that bar, manages it, Jose. He's being bullied by the owner of that property because they're putting new apartment complexes behind there and they want to scrub up the land. So they're trying to basically get him to leave. They stole all of the furniture on his patio.
Oh, shit.
He had a stage for bands and DJs and comedy shows. They literally cleaned him out a month ago, stole all of the furniture off the patio, took the water mister system off of everything. They're going out of their way, and then told him that he's not allowed to park behind his own structure stands for 2 spots, which is near impossible sometimes. This is really bad. So my good friend Lex Las Vegas is, as we speak, getting prepared. He's going to be doing a benefit to help these guys out. Go to Ola Abibi on social media. Do what you can to support that show. If you want to host an event there, please go on their website, contact Jose, do whatever you can to keep that place busy 24/7. Well, they can't be 24/7, but from when they open, usually like 5 p.m. to about 2 a.m. I don't like what's going on in Las Vegas. A lot of good businesses have been forced to close their doors and are replaced by adjuncts of PTs, which is a local Vegas conglomerate that pretty much buys up everything.
Everything.
A lot of restaurants, even if they don't have that name, are secretly a PT's restaurant.
Yep.
And I'm sick of it. I have seen as a entertainer here in Las Vegas, a lot of the local scene gets swallowed up by one or two companies. It's got to stop. And this guy does not deserve this. He's running a clean establishment. As far as myself, in September, I will be September 16th. I will be performing. I know it's a little bit further away, but I'm going to be headlining at Rick's Rolling Smoke. So stay tuned for more info on that. I'll be hand selecting my own feature. And I'm trying to think of what was the other one that I've got going, but I will have a couple upcoming drop-in shows coming in July. So Vegas Trump Guy, catch me on Vegas Trump Guy. And I will also be doing a new network media social media page. Stay tuned for that one. If I'm not mistaken, it's going to be called Rob Does America. So stay tuned for some content coming from Rob Does America.
Hell yeah, man. You heard it here first. I do have to, I don't like to bring down the show like this, but we're going to, well wishes and thoughts and prayers go out to Joe Doring, former All Japan Triple Crown champion, and most notably here in the States, former TNA roster member, entering hospice care. So he unfortunately has had 3 cancer diagnoses, and you really hate to see this, but thoughts and prayers definitely go out to Joe and his family. He's a great guy, super personable, and it really sucks to see bad things happen to good people, but that's the nature of the game, unfortunately. So, and then as we wrap up, I just want to say thank you to everybody for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, doing all the stuff that you guys do. We appreciate each and every one of you. Also, a very special thank you to all the brave men and women serving this country, whether you're doing it on lands foreign or domestic. Thank you for doing what you do so that we can do what we love to do. And last but not least, repsports.com, reppsports.com. Go there for all your pre-workout, weight loss, and general energy needs. Repsports.com. Use promo code Vegas at checkout. Save yourself 10%. And Rob, we made it through, brother. So get your ass going to Ola Abibi, and we will see you guys right back here next week for Wrestling Talk. This coming Friday, we will be coming to you live. 9:30 is going to be the start time, 9:30 Pacific time for the Sin City Indie Report. We also have the weekly show with the owner and founder of Future Stars of Wrestling, Joe DeFalco. The DeFalco Files will be coming to you live right here, wherever you're hearing my voice or watching this show right now. So be on the lookout for that. But until next time, guys, thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next time.
Did any of you have a great time tonight? Yeah.
With that, everybody, thank you for hanging out. We'll do it all again next week. Till then, happy wrestling.
Rolling up the strip under neon lights. Podcast mic is glowing in the desert night. Matt Michaels leading with the swagger tight. Sin City Steve right by your side. Alright. Rob Larry dropping truths, no fear. Broadcasting stories, make it loud and clear. From the Fremont edges to the Bellagio sphere. These bad boys rule, let me make that clear. Vegas bad boys, tearing up the scene.
To Matt Michaels and the Vegas Boys of Podcasting, this is John Cena saying thank you so much.